Today, the 26th of December 2019, we have our first ingress of our lunar cycle. So we're moving into the Nakshatra that is in the number 2 position relative to where we started. And the number 2 position relative to where you start, according to Tarabala's system, is called Sampada. Sampad means to enrich. So the Nakshatra in the number 2 position relative to the root will enrich the root. Now, what's our root? We're starting with the new moon having occurred yesterday in Mula. So the theme here for this month, this lunar cycle, is overthrowing and changing the way that we think, the way that we perceive, as a result of the deceptions we've been subjected to from our role models, like teachers, priests, guides, parents. Today, we get the ingress of the moon into the next nakshatra after Mula, which is Purva Ashadha. The nature of this nakshatra is that it belongs to the goddess Apas, who is the rivers. And the rivers always call the animals to it, and they call humans to build their towns on the borders of rivers. So the nature of Apas is to bring civilizations and people together. And according to Taittiriya Brahmana, what Purva Ashadha wants to accomplish is samiti, which means alliances. So the message here is that bringing together alliances will be sampada for Mula. It will be enriching for what we're trying to do this month with the moon starting in Mula. In other words, if we want to be successful in radically changing the deceptions and so forth that are built into how we perceive the world and interact with it as a result of what we've seen from our role models, if we want to do that successfully, the first step to do today, to focus on, is not to try to do it alone. Not to try to stand up against the world alone, but to do samiti and pool together resources, allies, that will help you stand up against the injustices and so forth that are surrounding you and within you. This is a really important message because Mula in particular is not Ardra. Mula is ruled by a goddess, Niriti. So Mula has a feminine nature to it. So in other words, it's the destruction of things which are dangerous. It's the destruction of things which are bad. That's why femininity destroys, because it loves. So it destroys to protect. So Mula's energy is not masculine, it's feminine. So what this Sampad in Purva Ashadha is showing us is that we shouldn't try to be manly about this. Which means we shouldn't try to be independent and bold and forthgoing and all that stuff. We should be feminine about the way that we're going to destroy and overthrow the lies that have infected us. And what does that mean? That means we should work as a team. That's what Purva Ashadha is saying. We should work as a team. So what you should be thinking about today is who's on my team? Who and what is on my team? I want to try to overcome these particular illnesses and deceptions that are in my mind and heart and body and life. What kind of assets do I have that I can pull together and apply to this war, to this task? And also, who are my friends? Who will help me stand up against these lies? Who will help me bear witness to the fact that these are not true? That's on our plate for today, the 26th of December 2019. Thanks, and stick around tomorrow for the next Nakshatra ingress.